Welcome to Bastard Quest. I'm the Game Bastard Kyle.
I'm Todd.
Corey.
I'm Austin.
We are playing Star Trek Klingon Edition.
Yep.
This is a 2D20 system game from Odysseus.
I just got that recently. 2D20. It's 2D20 sided dice.
Very good.
I thought it was
2D20,
like 2D from the Facts of Life, and invented this game when she was 20.
It is. Yeah. She founded Modiphius
good for
when
her.
she was 20.
Yeah.
And that's where they got the system. Unfortunately, they could just easily use 20-sided dice as their core element.
And she created it with Joe from Facts of Life. It was originally Joe Diffius. And then Joe Diffie got involved and sued them.
They had to lose that.
And Joe was murdered.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Joe is propped up beside a jukebox somewhere, decomposing very slowly.
Yeah,
Yes.
A solid segment of our audience has no idea who these people are.
Nah, it's cool.
Honestly, my mind is kind of blown right now because I thought it was based on the ice cream flavor 2D20.
Yeah.
Tutti Frutti?
No, 2D20.
Oh.
Yeah, it's the $20 bill flavored ice cream.
Yeah.
I was just thinking of
Tastes like blood.
And copper.
an ice cream shake with strawberries and banana and dice just crammed inside. Oh, another one's caught in my straw.
But all the dice are made out of hickory.
Oh, God. There's wood chips in my strawberry.
That's vitamins.
Anyway, all the guys are Klingons.
Yeah.
Rawr.
Corey, who are you playing?
Brandon.
Yeah.
He's a young man full of puberty juices and
Full of petulance and vinegar.
yeah.
Well, he's a young Klingon, but huge.
Yeah, he's a big beefy boy.
Because Klingon puberty is weird.
Right.
Todd?
Zadar, Dr. Zadar, that is, science officer, loves humans, kind of is embarrassed that he's a Klingon.
Weird chin.
Yeah, he has a very large chin. He has Venetian blind patterns for his Klingon ridges on his forehead and his chin.
Yep.
So whenever he speaks, the chin flaps move, and when he expresses surprise or his eyebrows go up, the forehead flaps.
Flip up.
Just an upsetting man.
Yeah.
Much like the real Robert Zadar.
Well.
Hard to look at. Austin?
And I'm Captain Momo Vorstock.
All right. You are in the sanctuary of the Oracle of Barkoth Reach, inside the Oracle's most hallowed meditation chamber. You're all standing face to face with General Pabruva and his Klingon lackeys. Klingons trapped in time by the Oracle, Glorithar. Now she has to do battle with her old nemesis, General Pabruva, who is one of the Klingons from the original series, and so he looks kind of like a guy in cheap makeup from the 60s.
Yep.
And he's angry. Snarl, says General Pabruva. Roll initiative.
Oh,
Oh, here we go.
Oh, never mind. This is 2D20. We don't roll initiative, right?
I don't know.
We do not.
Yeah. It's just the players go first, and then we switch sides. So, General Pabruva is here. He escaped the chronotron radiation that the Oracle Glorithar had trapped him in for many years, and now he is here to slay her and end the Oracle of Barkoth Reach.
Like, did they used to date or something? What is the
Yeah,
issue?
they dated.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they dated in high school, and they were together for the first year of college, but they were both going to different Klingon fighting universities. And it just didn't work out, but he did marry.
Hill?
No. He was married to a Klingon Hill,
So he's a widower.
and he never forgave her, and then, like star-crossed lovers, they came back together, but then she trapped him in chronotron radiation because turns out, like most high school romances, he was a bit of a dick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still wears a tiny ramp medallion around his neck.
Well, he's never gotten over his high school year of Klingon football. He could have gone pro
Right.
if he hadn't gotten injured.
Forehead ball.
Yeah.
Good.
You smack the balls into other foreheads.
His forehead pattern is a foot.
Just a boot print with a Nike logo on it or something.
It's actually concave. It's like a lacrosse mallet.
Yep.
Oh, God.
It's a highlight.
Looks like a Hot Wheels track.
And people thought the Klingons in Discovery were weird looking.
Yeah. This is a stupid show.
So General Pabruva looks at all of you. You have no fight here. Part. I shall destroy the Oracle, and you can go about your way, Klingons.
Okay.
And then I shall return with my fleet to conquer the Empire and plunge our great Star Nation into another midst of bloody civil war.
Wait, what's this empire you're talking about?
The Klingon Empire.
Ah,
Which other one would there be?
So he's from like 150 years ago.
Yeah, he's from the original series Star Trek.
Right. It would be like the cavalry marching on our tank division or something. His shit is so outdated.
He don't know that. He thinks it's been like a week.
Right.
why are they standing in a line? Wait a minute. If you're trying to take over the Klingon Empire, what exactly do you hope to achieve?
To take it over and then conquer our old enemies, the Federation.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, if you meant to take over the Empire and become friends with the Federation, I can save you a trip.
Why would I become friends with those fools? Ha! Kirk and all of his lackeys shall die.
The people you speak of, Kirk and others, have been dead for over 150 years.
Ha! You cannot trick me. That is a foolish trick. I will not believe it because, like many people, I do not believe things I don't want to when they inconvenience me. So I will continue to act as if everything is the way I want it to be, and I will express immediate surprise and shock when it's not that way.
Oh my God, it's Baka.
Yeah, I can definitely tell you were an athlete in high school.
I was. How did you know? Anyway, get out of the way so I can kill my ex-girlfriend. I mean, the Oracle standing in my way of Empire.
Hang on. What if instead of killing the Oracle, you could have a lifetime supply of lava lamps?
I don't understand your subterfuge.
Excuse me, Captain. This breed of Klingon only understands one thing, and that is violence. I say we kill them all.
No, he's right. I don't care for this talking. It makes my head hurt.
All right, well, could you come back in here and fight with us in this loading dock where there's other stuff hanging up?
No, in fact, I'm so angry at you for talking and using words that you are now on the death list. Renly, add them to the death list. And there's another Klingon there with a big piece of paper. And he's, could I have your names, please?
Leave one alive, though. I need someone to experiment my anger cure on.
Yeah, I think we may try to take one of these on board the ship, and you can see if you can fix this whole generation of Klingons. What do you say, Zadar?
So I'm going to spend a threat, and Pabruva is going to immediately attack the one he recognizes as the highest ranking, which is Austin.
Okay.
I'm going to spend another threat to give him another die, and then I'm just going to say, I don't know what it is, but he's probably got a talent that gives him another one. I think that's fair.
Let me look through the book here.
So, Austin, this is a melee attack, so it'll be his daring and security versus yours.
Okay.
Well, I got 2 successes.
Okay. So this plays right into Momo's values. He has a value called This Would Be a Good Death. I'm going to spend a point of threat and roll with an extra die.
That's momentum.
That is momentum, sorry.
No, it's fine. I'll take a point of threat. I'll put it back here in my pile.
Let's see, can I use fitness and security?
You can use daring and security like the book says, Austin.
Oh, okay, well, that's even higher. All right, so I'm trying to beat a 12. There's an 18, a 10, and a 1.
So that's 3 successes.
Yeah, that's 3 successes.
So he charges at you, bat left raised, rah! And you can counter and do damage. Because in melee, it's whoever wins does the damage.
Hell yeah, okay. So Momo pulls his Detog dagger, and as he sidesteps the attack, he just swipes upward, hoping to carve a big rift in this dude's chest. That does 2 standard damage, although I get 2 bonus dice of damage.
Do you want to use your momentum for another die of damage?
I shall. The Detog dagger has vicious, so I get an extra point of damage for both of these 5s that I rolled, so I have a total of 6 damage.
Oh, Momo swings upward with a Detog, catching Pabruva in the belly. He says, ah! He has taken an injury from that.
I'm telling you, man, calm down, and we can talk this out.
There will be no calmness. Others of my bodyguard, attack! But now it is technically a player turn, because he went first.
Yoga Flame!
And
Interesting attack. Yell.
Brandon enters the fray.
Okay.
So he's going to strike at Pabruva with his batleth, which is a curvy, spiky sword staff thing. So daring and security.
Yes.
Got a 9 in daring, a 5 in security, which gives me bonus damage. Target number 14. That's a 19 and a 13, so 1 success.
He is going to try to defend himself. Well, I rolled a 17 and a 16, so he fails. So you can do damage to him with your batleth.
Okay, my batleth is 3d6 plus 2 with my security shit.
Okay.
And it's vicious, which I think pours extra damage on, right?
Yeah, essentially every effect just becomes a damage.
Okay, and Brandon's going to use To Battle. That gives you a threat, and I gain 1 bonus momentum, which may only be spent on bonus damage.
Okay, so you essentially get a bonus damage die.
Yep. So that's a total of 66. No effects. It's my favorite punk band. But it's a 2 and 2, 1, so a total of 4 damage.
You hammer at General Pabruva. He's deflecting your blows, but being driven back. And then the other Klingon warriors roar in. Attacking Klingon! These guys are essentially a minion group. There's just a bunch of them, and they're fighting. We're not going to individualize these guys out. So, Corey, they are attacking you. They got 3 successes.
I'm a miner.
Kill him. He probably knows prospectors.
Not yet, but I bet it's coming.
So you can roll your daring and security to defend against them.
Okay, target number 14.
You're at 3 difficulty.
Okay.
Do you want to spend any momentum or give me some threat and take extra dice?
So, being a young pup, I've got another talent called Untapped Potential. Whenever the character succeeds at a task for which they bought 1 or more additional dice with either momentum or threat, they may roll 1d6. The character receives bonus momentum equal to the roll and adds 1 point of threat if the effect is rolled.
So that would take effect if you succeed.
Okay.
So right now you spent a momentum to add an extra d20.
No, I'm talking about my last roll. I spent momentum.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Then roll a d6. Roll a challenge die.
Okay. That's a 2, so 2 momentum, and there's no effects there, so you don't get any threat.
Correct. So 2 momentum just go into the... Does it say you have to spend those immediately on the roll?
Nope.
Okay. Yeah, so they just go into the momentum pool.
Cool.
Cool. Nice.
So I'm going to spend one of those immediately to get a third d20 here. Okay?
I see. All right.
And I'm going to use my focus of, okay, I'm smacking you, which is my violence focus,
That makes sense.
which I should have done last time.
Do you want to give me 2 threat and you can have an extra d20? You have 4.
I'll give you a slap on your bottom if you don't quit talking.
Is that for threat?
Okay, so, yeah, target number 14, rolling 3d20. 11, 5, and a 16, so the 5 will become a crit there, so that's a total of 3 successes.
Okay. So you succeeded. So now you can roll another challenge die to add more momentum.
Oh, goodness.
I mean, that applies on every roll, right?
Yep. That's a 6. Well, does that mean we get 6 fucking momentum? Because the skill says...
No, it means you get 1. Because it's still the values. Technically...
It's just like damage. Like
Yeah.
Any time an effect die is rolled, it still has the same values, no matter whether it's calculating damage or
Okay.
other attributes.
Okay.
So this would be an interesting quirk that might be useful for our audience to know. Technically, when you're rolling a challenge die in a 2d20 game, which is a d6, it is not a d6 in terms of the facets, the faces on the die. So technically, you did not roll a 6. It's just that you rolled a 1 and an effect, but we know that that's what a 6 means.
Okay.
So for purposes of this talent, it would be 1 effect to threat, and then you rolled another 1, the base 1, which you get as momentum.
Okay.
Yeah, I've never thought about that before, but I bet there's at least one Modifius game where the production value includes a challenge die that actually has the values on it, right?
Oh, yeah. I think they had those for Conan.
For Conan? Okay.
I believe so.
So then there would be no 3 and 4 on it. There would just be 2 blank sides.
Yep.
And 3 ones, 2 of which had an effect on it, and then a 2.
Yep, that is 100% correct.
Well, I'm glad we had this talk.
So roll your damage.
Oh, I was defending. Do I still get to damage them?
Yes.
Cool.
When you're defending in melee, if you win the defense, you get to do damage to the opponent.
Okay. So that'll be 5d6.
They rolled 2, you rolled 3.
Okay.
Then you got an extra momentum from your talent, so you beat them by 2. So you have 2 more momentum just from this roll that you could spend on damage
Okay.
if you wanted to.
I'll use one of them.
Okay, and you're going to bank 1?
Yeah.
So then you're rolling 66?
That's right. That is 4 effects and a 1, so total of 5 damage and 4 effects, which is vicious. Is that just extra damage?
Yeah.
So a total of 9 damage.
Wow.
We should start calling you Brand Damage Dawn.
Yeah, I think we should call me that.
It's the first time anyone on the show has approved of a nickname given them.
Quick, somebody make a post so girls can see it.
So this swarm of Klingon warriors charges into Brandon, pushing him away from Pabruva. They're hammering at him with daggers and batleth, but he spins smoothly, a pirouette worthy of any fine dancer, and decapitates one of them. Their smooth forehead, attached to their head, flies across the room.
Which doesn't kill him, but he chooses to go lay down in the corner and bleed out without his smooth head.
Yeah. And Todd, it's your turn. Well, technically, Austin, you technically haven't gone, right? Because you just defended out the gate.
That's true.
Pabruva attacked you, so this could be Todd or Austin.
Zadar, you want to take a turn?
Zadar is going to draw his disruptor,
All right.
and he is going to fire upon Klingon
Ooh, which one?
Pabruva.
All right.
Might as well try to take down the big dog.
Yeah, so how many of the lackeys are left? I killed Pip. How are Him, and Tarnon? I know you said they were nameless, but I don't like that.
So we'll say there's 3 of them left.
Okay.
You know.
Corey's the type of guy, when he goes to a restaurant and eats the fish, he likes him to leave the face on.
Just imagine this fish with a human face at some weird restaurant that only Corey knows about.
He likes to look it in the eye while he eats it.
Hey, don't knock it. I do the same thing with my steak.
I stared directly into his forehead. Fish forehead.
So Todd, to shoot Pabruva, he's locked in melee combat with your captain, so it's going to be difficulty 3. You want to get some more dice by giving me threat?
I don't know. We got plenty of momentum.
Captain Bo says we got plenty of mo.
God.
This is my life.
So I'm using, we're going with daring and security, is that correct?
Well, with ranged weapons, I think it may be different.
It's control, yeah.
Control and security?
Yes, sir.
All right, well, that's going to give me a target number of 11. I am going to spend a momentum to get an extra D20, correct?
Okay. We can spend 2 more if you want an extra one.
Nope, I'm going to go with these 3. I feel good about this decision. I'm the science officer.
It's true.
Well, let's see. There's a 13, and that's a 16, and a 19.
Good job, science.
Nice.
He's got the gun pointed the wrong way.
Yeah, I just shot myself in the foot, literally.
I'll just take a threat.
Yeah.
And just put it over here in this pile.
Wait, none of those were a critical fail.
19. It's difficulty 3. So 20, 19, and 18.
Oh, I forgot the difficulty actually dictates the
Does the crit range automatically?
Yeah, sure.
Well, I do think Kyle's onto something there. I think the difficulty can increase the crit fail range. It's our focuses that increase the success crit.
Yes.
Well, and I think that does differ from different Modifius games.
I think you're right about that.
I think they're all kind of different when it comes to that stuff.
Yeah, because some of the games, if focus brings up the crit range, you can also make the crit fail range more dangerous.
Right.
Yeah. I don't remember which one it is in the Klingon version, so I'm just going to go on the one I want it to be right now.
Okay.
God, I knew I should have used my focus in astrology before I shot.
Yeah.
I would have let you do that for sure. I shoot the Aquarius.
So if any of you out there were wondering about some of the complexities of Modifius games, laugh and learn with your good friend Zadar.
So Zadar yanks out his disruptor, fires it, it goes wide, scorches through the ceiling, blasting open a couple of strangely placed water lines, immediately vaporizing the water inside. The room fills with vapor. It's hard to see. I'm going to spend a threat. I'll spend 2 to introduce a new truth. Hard to see. Vapory. So your weapons are damp too.
Oh, it's rusty, man.
And there's water spewing out of the disrupted mains now. Austin, it is your turn.
Well, Momo's finally mad.
All right.
So he's going to wrestle Pabruva over to the pipe that just got shot and slam his face into it, hoping to also burn his face in the steam escaping from the pipe.
Well, that's really mean.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
You're
Austin.
such a chill dude. Momo's got a vicious streak.
I love improvising.
He's going to turn him into a lava lamp.
See, you guys are better at being funny. I'm better at this kind of improvising.
Like murder?
Psychopathy?
Let's see if you can improvise a successful roll.
Yeah. Let me wait until I roll to actually make any claim.
I've actually been in Austin's basement, and I often wondered about his collection of little shoes.
All right. I have a daring of 9 and security of 3, so trying to beat a 12 here.
Well, I got 1 success on his defense.
Okay. 15, but a 1.
Oh, nice. So 2 successes.
Yep.
Turns out you didn't need that momentum.
You're on a roll.
So this is sort of hand-to-hand attack, but you're also slamming him into the environment.
Yeah, so in melee is the security stat your base damage.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So then plus my bonus, I'm rolling a total of 5d6. 3 points of damage plus 3 effect points. So does that count as vicious?
I think everything in the Klingon is vicious.
Yeah.
That's very true.
The pipes are designed to break apart with serrated edges.
It's like the opposite of all the shit in the White House.
It's designed to shrapnelize.
It's not designed to break into blunt pieces. It's designed to be as deadly as possible. All right, so then that's going to be a total of 9 damage.
Oh, man.
Momo got mad.
You slam Pabruva's smooth forehead into this jagged pipe,
I'll give you some ridges, bruh.
and it does rigidize. I may be wrong. That may be enrigidize instead of rigidize. You know what? We'll go with enrigidize. You do enrigidize his forehead
Thank you.
violently. Blood is flying everywhere. He screams and runs out of the room. Yes.
What the hell?
That is his action. It is running. He is running away, attempting to escape.
So we're at the top of the round, right?
We're at the top of the round. Austin went first, then Pabruva ran, and now it is either Todd or Corey's turn.
All right, as captain, I'm asking somebody to shoot that fucker.
Brandon shoots.
All right. There are other Klingon warriors here.
I don't care.
All right.
Brandon's going to use his disruptor.
So it's going to be standard difficulty is 2. It's going to be 3 because of all the steam and water vapor and the room, and there's Klingon warriors in your face.
Okay, I'm going to use the momentum. Get an extra die here.
All right.
Ranged weapons are control and security, right?
They are, sir.
So target number 15. I think my focus of, okay, I'm going to smack you, still relevant here.
I don't see that as applying to ranged weapons. You can't smack
Well, it's
with
violence.
You can't smack with a disruptor.
He can smack the trigger.
No.
I do have a focus in disruptors.
That works.
You son of a bitch.
Yeah, that works.
Yeah. So got an increased crit range of 5. Target number 15, rolling 3d20. Well, since Brandon hasn't masturbated in up to 4 hours,
Oh, wow.
he's a tad distracted and shaky. Got 2 9s, so 2 successes, but also rolled a 20.
One of the Klingon warriors is a woman Klingon,
Oh no.
and you're aiming up your shot, and she says, "Ugh, I like the cut of your jib knife."
Wouldn't they say I like the cut of your ridge?
No, she's not being crass.
Oh,
She's being delicate by Klingon standards.
Yeah.
They just met, Todd. God.
Wait, so you're telling me a part of the Klingon parlance is we can see that forehead, just don't mention it.
Yeah, I imagine them like Klingon Baptists.
I see.
All Klingons are some variation of Baptist.
Gotcha.
Yeah, Brandon smells a breast, and it makes him shoot into the ground.
And then the Klingon warriors attack Brandon. Roar! 5 successes.
Jesus.
Yeah, they're coming after you. Your girlfriend is, I must kill you for the glory of my commander.
So I can still roll defense. Can I?
Yeah, you have to roll defense.
Right. Okay. It's a 5 and a 9, so 2 successes.
Okay, so they still win, so they'll still do damage, but it's
Reduced.
fewer momentum they can spend on damage. 9 damage.
Hey ho!
They are surrounding you. She headbutts you, and the others stab at you.
I bet it feels really weird if a smooth-headed Klingon headbutts a ridged-headed Klingon.
Yeah, that should automatically do some kind of reciprocal damage towards them. Real quick, Kyle, what all can we use determination for?
So determination, you can spend 1 to add a single bonus d20 to your die pool that has already rolled a 1, which obviously that's off the table. You can spend a determination to re-roll any number of d20s in your dice pool. You can spend a determination to immediately perform another task as soon as the one has been resolved, so essentially take 2 turns in a row. Or you can spend a determination to immediately create an advantage that applies to the current scene, like a new truth or something.
Okay. So nothing to reduce damage there, so
No.
I'm just going to have to eat it. But I do have armor soak.
You
so
do.
It's reduced by 1, so that's 8 damage.
That is 8, and you take an injury because you took more than 5 at one time.
Right. So I'm down to 4 hit points.
All right. And it is another player turn, so I think, Todd, you're the only one who's not gone, right?
Correct. I have not used any determination,
All right,
and I'm going to spend one
spend away.
to create an advantage and create a new truth.
All right, what's the new truth?
The new truth is that Zadar has his anger cure that he has been experimenting with.
Oh, no.
And since the water main has busted and there is vapor anywhere, he's going to throw it into the water to create a mellow vapor.
To aerosolize it.
To aerosolize it and settle upon the attacking Klingons.
All right.
Well, that'll probably get us all.
Yes.
Okay. Well, let's
But I'm...
chill
okay
out
with
for
that.
a while. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe we'll just sit around and tell funny stories with each other.
Okay, I'm going to say that's difficulty 2.
Okay. And I have a focus in bioweapons. So,
Sure.
So that increases my crit range. Insight and science for this?
Sure.
Okay. That's going to give me a target number 14. By the way, my science is 4, so 1, 2, 3, or 4 will be my crit range.
Cool.
For this roll.
Nice.
And do you guys have a problem with me spending a momentum to get another D20?
Go for it.
Okay.
Well, fuck it, I'm doing it.
Okay.
All right, so my target number was 14. I rolled 119, but I also got a 9 and a 3, which is a crit. So that's 3 successes total, so we can bank momentum.
Nice.
Well, can he use that extra momentum to add another chill?
Another layer of chill.
Sure.
Okay, let's do that.
Yeah.
So we're essentially gonna all nap together. Yeah. Klingons, when they're super chill, all nap together like baby kittens,
Yeah, just
in a pile.
all snuggle up together.
When they're awake, they're the most aggressive, but when they're asleep,
Oh,
A lot of people don't realize this, but when they sleep, Klingons purr.
yep.
Zadar pulls a small vial filled with this lurid blue liquid. He sloshes it once to make it fizzy, hurls it, and then fires his disruptor as it arcs through the room. It bursts, and immediately aerosolizes on contact with water vapor, and everyone breathes it in, except for Pabruva, who has escaped the room at this point. We cut to a scene where you're all standing in a circle on the platform with the Oracle going, "Oh."
By the way, this bioweapon I have named Jack Johnson.
Oh God.
And one of the other Klingons, the smooth-headed, was, and I just thought, man, I'm too mad. I'm too mad at these dudes, and these are some cool dudes. So we've decided we want a smoothhead join your crew.
Cool. I don't even feel like whacking it right now.
all right. Thanks to the potion, which Momo is now going to just nickname banana pancakes.
Zadar is just over and just taking all of this in and going, Kopla! Kopla! which is Klingon for success. Thank you.
Well, you guys can definitely join the crew. I'm all about introducing new personalities and seeing how they all get along. We're already doing it with the Federation forces.
Let us put them through the initiation cycling.
I think we should. I think it'd be fun.
And Brandon pulls from his pocket a hacky sack and tosses it to the initiates.
They're initially confused, but they're so chill that they're fine with it.
By the way, Zadar is not affected by this. He obviously has taken an antidote against
he
it.
inoculated himself.
Yeah, he's inoculated. he's just furiously scribbling notes and, observing. Kind of like Jane Goodall,
Hey, did anybody see what the dude win?
Speaking of which, Todd is the only one who can react to this because everyone else is drugged out of their gourd. From the other room, you hear the sounds of machines powering up. Somewhere, energy generators are reaching maximum capacity. Would you like to do anything about this, Todd?
I think it would probably be a good idea to maybe investigate, see what's going on.
So, do you remember the last session when you guys passed through a room and you had to make a science check to determine what some machines did and you completely failed it and you had no idea?
Yeah.
No.
So, Zadar...
That was a different game you were playing.
It could have been. I'm running a lot of games these days.
That was Brindlewood Bay, Kyle.
It was the guy who was dressed as his mom having an affair with the sheriff. Wait. So Zadar goes into this large Klingon room, all sorts of Klingon architecture, and answer that in your own imagination, however you will. And on a platform, a glowing platform, is Pabruva, horribly wounded, turning switches and pulling levers. He looks at you. Ah, it's too late to stop me, Zadar. I will use the chronotron radiation to send myself back in time to fix all of this foolery that has been engaged in an alliance with the Federation is madness. And the Smoothheads will rule. And he's about to push a button to do something.
Zadar is going to throw his dagger.
Nice.
Zadar chooses violence.
Yes.
All right.
I am sorry, Klingon brother, but you are being the ultimate buzzkill. Therefore, I must buzzkill you.
Roll your ranged attack.
Ranged attacks are control and security, correct?
Yarp.
All right.
I'm going to say he's standing completely still, so it's just difficulty 1.
Okay. And that's going to be a target number 11. 17 and a 10.
Ooh.
1 success.
Science.
So you hurl the dagger. It slams into him and goes, ah! But then the machine activates. He's blasted with chronotron radiation, which is all sparkly and anti-Klingon, and he disappears. But a single drop of blood falls and hits the platform.
Ooh, nice.
If you had not succeeded, he was going to go back in time and take over the Klingon Empire. And when you left the Oracle, the Klingon Empire was going to be ruled by Smoothheads, and you were going to be at war with the Federation.
Oh.
No, because Star Trek has taught us it would have simply created a new timeline that we are not a part of, Kyle.
Well, luckily for me, I don't watch that much.
Watch a J.J. Abrams.
I'd rather not.
Yeah.
But you averted that, so he does go back in time, but it clearly is not going to be that successful.
Nice, Todd. That was a success of a fair degree of magnitude there.
Zadar looks at the single drop of blood and says,
Enjoy bleeding to death in the past, brother.
A little bit of barge hog funneled through there.
Some guy just appears in the past and bleeding out a bunch of all these other Klingons, and they're just such assholes, they do nothing. So after a while, you all come out of your fugue state, and you take the new members of your crew. You came down with 3, but you leave with 7.
Aww.
Yeah.
So the real wisdom from the Oracle was the friends we made along the way.
God damn it. Yes, it was.
I say things to upset Kyle sometimes.
That was upsetting.
honestly, did not see this happening on the Klingon show.
I know.
I've always thought Klingons were mostly about friendship. Kablarka Black, that means friendship is magic in Klingon. It might. You don't know. So you guys return to your ship. You're about to get beamed up when Lieutenant Davo contacts you. Captain,
Yeah, what's up?
I have used proton torpedoes and phaser beams to disable the very outdated Klingon vessels. They foolishly tried to fight this new top-of-the-line bird of prey.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot there was like a whole armada like around the ship. Are you guys okay?
Yes, I thought it would practice Klingon precepts of war, and I annihilated them utterly. They begged for surrender, but I kept pouring torpedoes into their hulls until they were blasted into atoms. Sergeant Herc is very happy with me. We also phasered any of their escape pods.
Well, nice. Export that recording and we'll watch it tonight on movie night.
Though we did teleport a few of the survivors onto the surface of the local sun.
That's pretty cool.
I am really starting to like Klingon ways.
Well, you can learn a little bit more about it because we got 4 or 5 new team members up here with us. We actually managed to convert a couple of the enemy Klingons that teleported onto the asteroid we were in.
All right, sir. And you hear a voice that's clearly, from the side from where Dave will start. Tell him that you love him. I will, Hurt. Just hold on. Okay, I love you. Bye.
What's going on up there?
Camaraderie.
Well, this is going according to plan then. Actually, Kyle, Momo should make one of his roles to see how the crew is doing at forming a team.
I think they're doing great, but you can, sure.
Let's see. That was going to be command and insight, I think.
Sure.
All right, so that's a target number of 12. There's a 12 and a 17, so 1 success.
Yeah, it seems to be going great so far.
Cool.
Excuse me, Captain. I think you should inform the rest of the ship that the brothers that we are bringing aboard all have smooth heads, so they don't immediately start pointing and laughing.
Nah, I kind of want to see what happens.
Okay.
Then there's the of teleportation, and you all show up in the teleporter room on a Klingon bird of prey, the Raj, your bird of prey, with your new smoothhead friends. And Sergeant Herc is there because he's the teleporter operator for some reason. And he's just staring, wide-eyed. What's wrong with them?
Hello, may I introduce you to the Klingons from like 60 years ago?
It was 150, but whatever.
There you go.
Science.
What's wrong with their chins?
All their goatees are a little too manicured.
Yeah, they all had goatees, didn't
Yeah,
they, in the
yeah.
original series?
Yeah.
Even the women.
Yeah.
They're all wearing ascots.
So you guys safely return to the ship?
That one's played by Paul Lynde.
I'm going to go to my room and wash my hands for 45 minutes.
And he runs.
As the science officer, I feel it's my place to inform everyone that 45 minutes is going to be more like 5. Because science.
You guys are back on the ship. The radiation, the chronoton radiation that had caused such a problem to reach the Barkoth Reach is degrading, so you can safely warp out if you wish. You're on the edge of the Shackleton Expanse. What's your next goal for the crew, Captain Momo?
All right, well, our mission is essentially complete. We got some wisdom from the Oracle. We made a few friends with her sworn enemies. We learned that at some point we're going to have to make a sacrifice, but that's kind of a mystery as to how that's going to work in. So I guess we got to head back to the command station and figure out what our next mission is. Zadar, unless you see anything we need to follow up on scientifically.
No, Captain, if you need me, I will be in my lab repairing my vocorder.
All right, I think we'd all appreciate it.
Oh, and by the way, Captain, can I have just one of our new friends to perform experiments on?
Why, sure.
Thank you, Captain.
You, and he points at, Corey, what was one of the names you used?
Garpatit.
I believe he means Garpatit the Lesser.
Ah, yes.
You're the new science, we're going to call you the science sidekick.
Ha ha! Yes, yeah, very good, Captain. Come with me.
And Garpatit the Lesser goes with you.
Oh, yes.
So the ship is being prepped to get underway towards Zamage Station, I presume, returning?
Yeah.
So while the ship is getting ready, where do you all go? Presumably, Brandon is in his room, and Zadar is in the lab, I guess?
Yes.
So Momo insists on anytime the ship is involved in any kind of battle, he insists on remaining on the bridge with the crew and reviewing the ship's log of the battle like they're watching playback tapes of a football game.
Yeah.
And making notes on plays and stuff like that.
So when you're going through the tapes, none of the other Klingon ships, these antiquated birds of prey, attacked the Raj. In fact, the earliest messages are, "We surrender. We never wanted to go with Pabruva. We don't know what's going on." And then Lieutenant Davo just started unleashing hell on them.
Oh, well, this is pretty curious. Now, you followed exact protocol, Davos, but it looks like there may be more to some of these Klingons that were tagging along in Pabruva's wake. So did you leave any alive?
No, sir.
All right.
Sergeant Herc said it would be a bad idea. Mirthieth for the weak.
So are there any scrap vessels left behind after the destruction that we might search through or investigate to see if we can learn anything more about this fleet of Klingons that were basically being held against their will?
Well, yes, sir. There is a bird of prey that's caught in the gravity well of the local star that's being pulled to inevitable destruction. It is packed with survivors, but I thought a fiery doom would be justice.
All right, well, why don't we zip on over?
Fucking God.
All right, well, why don't we zip on over there and have a conversation with them, just on their way over to the sun?
Sir, that might be a phenomenally bad idea. I think they're pretty mad at us. I purposefully disabled their engines so they would be pulled into this destructive orbit. I also took out all their weapon systems and shields.
Well, I'll tell them the captain has taken over, and we'll make like it's a negotiating tactic. And I'll say, hey, we're going to let you guys die unless you give us more information. And now that we've scared you, now that you're closer to the sun, you better you talk.
Well, yes, sir, we'll do it. Ensign Islington! And he goes off and starts laying in a course.
Okay.
It is not too much longer, a few minutes, before Lieutenant Davo conveys to Captain Momo that they have opened a channel to the last surviving Klingon bird of prey from the past. The old one is what it's called, or they're calling it. You're not sure if that's the actual name.
All right, so as they patch him in, Captain Momo speaks carefully and says, hello, can you read me aboard the ship? This is Captain Momo. I have taken command of the bridge of the Raj. You will not be fired upon anymore.
So there's a staticky image on the view screen in the Space Bird, but eventually it clarifies a bit, and you can see a clear foreheaded Klingon in old-style Klingon clothes, which I assume look like something you'd wear in the early 70s, late 60s.
Oh, I thought it was going to be like a 1920s bathing suit or something.
Like the one-piece striped
yeah.
ones? Yeah.
Yeah. Greetings. We are on course for total destruction. I understand that you don't care for us since we're from the past and we're very old.
Brandon is standing behind Captain Momo, and he's got his hand held up, pointed to the left, and he slowly brings it down to expose his other hand, which is flipping them the bird. and he's just kind of smirking, and then it just goes back up and covers it.
That's correct. Our ship began firing on the Mystery Armada as soon as the Klingons like you who teleported down to the asteroid we were on attacked us. So you are on course for destruction, but if you have some useful information to give to us that can help us in our investigation of this strange time anomaly, then we might be able to help you avoid the complete eradication of your ship.
Well, we don't understand the time anomaly. We were trapped into it by Glorithar, who was really mean to us.
So did you get lumped in with a bunch of other Klingons from different time periods?
No, we were all the clear-headed ones from probably a while back, according to your current time. And we disagreed with her politically, and so she punished us with chronotron radiation.
Did you learn the lesson?
Yep, learned it.
Because we can reel you in.
And he starts doing the thing where he's holding up his fist and he's making a reeling
Sure.
motion with.
But his middle finger slowly comes up.
He flips him the bird.
I get it.
The space bird.
If you could rescue us all and save us from certain doom, that would be great. We're innocent of things that you might think we did.
What did you disagree with Glorithar on?
Politics, like I said.
Well, she seemed pretty nice to us. She took my lava lamp and gave me another one. She
She's
gave us some
very-
other wisdom.
She's barely a Klingon. Our boss, Pebruva, wanted to launch a coup, decapitate Klingon leadership, rule as a new emperor, which is perfectly within his right because he got enough ships and Klingons ready to do it. And she said that would destabilize us at a time of war with the Federation, which we thought, well, you're just being a little wussy.
Well, she has a point because we've actually gotten to a point where Klingons are friendly with the Federation.
You make a fine joke, Captain.
I do not.
No, check it out. Here's a guy.
And he grabs Davo and
Davo, wave at him.
Hello.
Yes, this is a Federation member.
Zadar is performing his experiments on whatever the fuck name we came up with.
Gliptar.
Gliptar, yes. And he's listening. He's got a speaker in there so he can hear what's going on the bridge.
Okay.
And as he's listening to this, he gets out his communicator and he goes,
Captain, it is my scientific opinion that we just let them burn.
Yeah, probably. But I at least want to hear their reaction to seeing our partnership with the Federation. I mean, look at this guy here. And he holds him up to the screen. This ship is actually a cultural exchange program to work with the Federation and to create more cooperation.
Yeah, check out this one. Hey, Barry.
and then you slowly see somebody rise into frame as if walking up a ramp to get into view. And the diminutive Barry Hill appears.
And Barry just walks into view with his middle fingers raised. This is serious? This is not a joke?
This is not a joke. Now, do you want to be a contributing part of this generation of Klingons, or do you want to fly into the sun?
I'm going to pick the sun.
All right.
Okay, bye.
See you later.
Enjoy living in your nightmare world.
Well, that was of no use whatsoever. Thought there might have been a conspiracy afoot, but...
Zadar gets on his communicator and says,
Once again, science is right.
Yep.
Yes, I clearly foresaw this.
Really thought there might have been a plot of intrigue, but it's just a bunch of assholes flying into the sun.
Yeah, well, they're original series Klingons.
Well, this is, like Corey said, this is America.
So you set a course in the Raj toward Zamaj Station and engage warp 3.4 because the actual warp you choose in the show does not matter at all. You likely arrive at the beginning of the next episode.
How fortuitous timing.
Indeed. And we will end there for today.
All right. Well, we tore some shit up this time. This is the first time we've gotten into a real fight.
lots of death, lots of destruction.
Well, it's a Klingon
I mean,
theme,
I wasn't saying that was a bad thing, Kyle.
Fair enough.
Yeah. I enjoy the Klingon game. Think it's fun.
A lot more action than in the Star Trek game.
Yeah. A lot less negotiating.
You guys had some fights in the Star Trek game, right?
Yeah, of course, but not all the time.
Oh, yes. Well, I think that's what you sign up for with the Klingon game.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, just to let you know, if you're a Bastard Quest fan, I, the Game Bastard Kyle, have been running riffs on the Glitter Boys podcast. They are a Palladium Games podcast and mostly do reviews of Palladium game books and adventures and things, but I've been running riffs, actual play for them. We only release an episode about once a month, but we've got another one coming up soon. And if you like this show, you'll probably like that one. Yeah. So come
Great
give it a
deal
listen.
of fun.
I'm having a blast. It's a very different format from our show.
Yeah.
Yeah. And a lot of different voices that Kyle gets to engage with, different than ours.
That's also true.
Not really. He's doing old prospector.
Yeah. 75% of them are old prospector.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of percentage,
Yeah.
you like that?
Go for it.
Yeah, percentage. If you like percents,
All right, I'll do it.
Yeah, I'm into it.
Norse Foundry Dice.
yeah, NorseFoundry.com. You can go there on your Computron, on your mobile device, on your pad, whatever you need, and order yourself some dice. They have all manner of dice made of all manner of material. They're beautiful. They have other merch as well. And after you make your purchase, here's what you do. You enter promo code CHAM. That's CHAM. Promo code CHAM, and you'll receive the 10% Bastard Quest discount at NorseFoundry.com. We'd also like to thank our sponsor, Barrel and Bond, 100 Broadway Street in beautiful downtown Paducah, right there on the banks of the Ohio River.
The bathroom is slowly being sucked into a star.
But it's very clean.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Stinky Pete don't fuck around.
No.
And as always, thanks so much to our listeners. Thanks for those that leave reviews or engagement with us on social media. Thanks to our patrons, who, of course, support us and whose money bought many games, including this one.
Yep.
Yes.
If you want to follow us on social media, we're on the Facebook. We got the fuck rid of our Twitter. But we're on the Blue Sky, the Threads, Insta,
Next door.
Forehead Meat.
You can put a note in a bottle, throw it in the Ohio River. Eventually it'll get to us.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening. I'm Kyle.
I'm Todd.
Corey.
I'm Austin.